Thanks for checking out Scotty's Hobbies. Today I am going to replace the wiring harness on this 4L60E transmission, which should be the same for the 4L65E. A couple more, can't think of it right now. But I have another one of these videos that gets a lot of views and a lot of hate on it because I started using music around the time I made the video, so the music is super loud and annoying. I know, I get a ton of complaints, but this is going to be all new and improved. Got all new lighting too, so everything should be a little bit better on this video, not just the music and background and everything, but we're going to go over a little bit more, hopefully. Let's see. Right off the bat, everything shouldn't be too tight on this transmission. All the bolts that we're going to be dealing with right now should be under 20 pounds when they're torqued on right, so you shouldn't need too much oomph to get this job done. 12 millimeter you don't need. You need a 10 millimeter. I use a nail. I'll show you where I use the nail. A nail, literally. And then you're gonna need this socket. I think it's a 12-point socket, 1 1/4 inch. If you need one, there's gonna be a link in the description to buy it. There's gonna be a link in the description to buy everything I'm doing on this video. I'll have the harness in there. Everything is, well, not everything, but a lot of transmissions are a little different. So if this isn't exactly yours, it might be very similar, but let's get this job started. It is really quick when you are prepared for it. We're gonna have to take this accumulator off to remove your solenoid right here. We're gonna remove the solenoid right here. We have the 10 millimeters mode. Okay, let's get started. Like, subscribe, share while you're doing this, and make sure you comment below with the year, make, model, engine size of what vehicle you are doing this on. And if this video helps you, comment, please, share. Here we go. To remove the harness, first we're going to disconnect your Pwm solenoid or your torque converter clutch solenoid. Then we're going to move on to your 3-2 downshift solenoid. Just electronically disconnecting everything one part at a time, or one solenoid at a time. Here's your pressure manifold switch. Go ahead and disconnect that too. There you go. Remove your A and B solenoid, your shift solenoids. Here we have your force motor or your Epc solenoid. That's got to be disconnected too. Your Epc solenoid also has to be removed to be able to get the wiring harness connector out. That'll be a little bit later. To remove your solenoid right here, I'm using a nail, just the head of a nail. It's small, it gives me the leverage I need to pull the clip out. Push in on your solenoid, push the solenoid into the manifold, valve body, and it'll make it easier to pull your clip out. Make sure you set that clip off to the side and do not lose it. We have to remove this Pwm solenoid to be able to get to your torque converter clutch lockup solenoid, which is right below it. Now that you have that solenoid out, make sure your filters and screens are all clean. This 10 millimeter bolt holds your torque converter clutch lockup solenoid in place. This solenoid is built into the harness on this one. When you reinstall, make sure you torque down all these bolts as necessary. Again, that's the torque converter clutch lockup solenoid. If you need any of the parts shown in this video, the harness, the solenoids, go ahead and make sure you check in the description for a link to possibly buy those parts. Perfect. Set the bolts off to the side. Nice and dirty one. To remove your Epc solenoid, you must remove your 1-2 accumulator housing. These are 10 millimeter bolts as well. Take them off evenly so the piston, the spring doesn't push the piston sideways. And set it off to the side as a complete assembly. Make sure you look everything over while you have it out. To remove the Epc solenoid, there is a 8mm bolt that holds a retainer that locks the Epc in place. Again, go ahead and push down on the Epc, push it into the valve body, relieve a little bit of pressure on the retainer. Set it off to the side in a safe place. Pull the solenoid out. Make sure your screens, nets, filters are all nice and clean. There's no metal buildup. Now we could get to removing the wiring harness connector. Here is that shallow 12-point socket, 1.25 inches. It's gonna be real easy, and you just push right up. Doesn't take much pressure at all. Doop, there you go, it just popped up. Might have to now spin it a little just to get the extra clip or the lip on the clip off of the housing, but it comes right out, super easy. Make sure you check out my video library for more helpful videos. I will see you on the next hopefully helpful video. Like, subscribe, and share, please.